welcome all of you. In this session we are going to talk about how can we use data browser for storing a key pair value. Okay, so let us come on this app lab environment first. So this is the app lab environment, and now the first thing that we are going to see is how can we directly store something on the browser, something on app, our apps store. How can we save something directly on our app store? That's what we are going to see first. So what we need to do is we need to come on this data tab here. Fine. Now here we have got an option of keep value pairs. Fine. So we need to come on this. Okay. Now here we have got two text boxes. One is a text. In this one we can store the key, and in this one we can store the value against that key. Now how is this going to work, that we will be discussing. Let me just tell you how can we store a key value pair here in these text boxes. Using these text boxes, how can we store a key value pair on our data browser, on our apps store. So what we have to do is we have to pass a name here as a key. Let us pass Apple as a key for now, and the value, uh, let us give it 12 as a value. Now when I'm going to click on this add pair option over here, so this is how the data is going to get stored in a form of table, you can say, on this data browser. This is a data browser window. As you can see, it is written over here. It's a data browser window on which this value has got stored. Now this key over here will work as a variable. Fine. The way we used to define a variable here in this workspace of coding window, we used to define a variable like this, and if we want to assign some value to this variable, we used to write a code something like this. Fine. So this is the value, this is a key. Okay, and this is a value that we have stored in this variable. So now for if we'll talk about this data part, what is happening, we have passed a key and we have given it a value. So this is going to act as a variable, and this is going to act as a value of this variable. Now how is this variable, how is this code different from this thing that we have defined over here? See, App Labs remote key value data storage enables persistent data storage for an app. Okay, consider a variable that is declared in an app, such as where a is equals to 12. Now a will get a this variable a will get recreated with a value 12 every time the app loads. Okay, and in this, what is happening, this is getting stored on the app's cloud. Fine, it is getting stored on the app's cloud. Now whenever the app will get open on any device, the user of that device will be able to access this value, and also he will be able to access this key on that app. Fine. So the only difference is this we are using directly as a code here in this workspace, but here what we are doing, we are creating this variable on the browser, means on the app's cloud we are creating this variable, and we are storing this value in this variable on the cloud itself. Fine, we are not defining any code or something like that for declaring this variable, for declaring this key, like the way we are writing a code here. We have not written any code for accessing this data, for declaring this data, and for initializing this data with some value. Okay, so this value is going to get stored directly on the cloud, and we can call it number of times, the uh, as many times as we want from the cloud. Now how can we how can we use a code, how can we use a code for storing this key and value, for defining a key value pair in this data browser. Now this is what we have defined directly using coming on this data portion. We have defined this key value pair directly by entering the name of the key here and the value against that key we have entered here, and then we clicked on add pair in order to define a key value pair. Now, is it possible for us to define a key value pair directly in the workspace by some code? And what we want is, the basic motto is, we need to find out whether there is any code that we can write over here in this workspace in order to create a key value pair in this data browser over here. That's what we want to see. Fine. So what we are going to do is, we are going to come on this this code panel, and then we need to come on this data tab over here that is present in this toolbox panel. Now here you can see that there is a block named set key value. So this block can be used for creating a key value pair, fine, in the data browser. Now how are we going to create it? That's what I'm going to tell you. There are, as you can see, there are three parameters over here for this set key value block. The first one is key, the second one is value, and the third one is a function, is a parameter, is a non-parameterized, or you can say parameterized function. So it is not mandatory for us to pass any value for this function, but if we want to create a key value pair, then the only two parameters which we need to take into consideration is this key, and the second one is this value. Now if you want to define a key, what you need to do is, you need to change this key to whatever value with which you want to define a key in this data. Fine, let us change it to mango. Fine, so this is the key that I want to define on my data browser, on the data browser, or you can say on the cloud of this mobile app that I am going to design. And the value that I'm going to give, that I want to give to this mango, or you can say this variable or this key over here that I've defined in this set key value block, the value that I want to give to this is 34. And I'm not going to enclose it in double inverted commas because it is a number, it is not a text. If it would had been a string or a text kind of thing, so for defining it, what you would have done, you would have enclosed this in double inverted commas. Fine. Now set, after passing these two as a parameters for this set key value block, I need to check whether for checking whether the this key and key value pair has got successfully created in this data tab or not. What we can do is, we can check that out in the console panel. So how are we going to call the console panel? We just have to type in this code console.log in order to call the console panel, and here we are going to write down the key value pair has got created successfully. Okay, that's what we are going to, has got created. Let us write down this thing here. The key value pair has got created on the cloud. Fine. So this message is for verification. If the key value pair will get successfully created in the data browser, or you can see on the apps cloud. What is going to happen? I'm going to see this message in the console panel. Fine. So where is this message ending? I need to check that, because in order to terminate the line, as you all know, that we need to put a semicolon. Fine. So this is where the line is getting this is where we want to terminate the line. So we are going to place a semicolon over here, and so this is a code that we can use for creating a key value pair in the data browser. Now let us see whether the key value pair, whether we'll be able to create that key value pair in the data browser or not. Let's just check that out. So for that, what we have to do is we have to run this code that we have written over here in this workspace. Okay, it's getting created. So we have got this message over here in this console panel, and it says the key value pair has got created on the cloud. So as per this message, key value pair has got successfully created. Now let us just check out whether this key and this value is there in the data browser or not. For that, what we can do is we have to again come on this data. There are two ways for checking it. The first way is to directly come on this data tab, and here you can see that this this key and this value for this key has got successfully created. Now if you want to delete it, you can delete it from here. Fine. And if you want to edit it, you can edit it again. Suppose if you want to change it to 33. Now if you want to save it, so you can save it. So now the value for this key in this database is 33. Fine. Now if I will run this code again, what is going to happen to this value? Let us just check that out. So if I will run this code again, what I'm going to get in the console panel, yes, the key value pair has got created on the cloud. So now we are going to come on this data tab to check what is the key that has got created. So the key is going to remain the same, because no duplicacy is not allowed here. Fine. So that is the reason the key is going to remain the same. However, the value of this key will get updated, because we already had a key named mango in this table. So that is the reason the value that we have defined using this code over here, this code will update the value of this mango key. Likewise, if you want to update the value of this apple key, so either you can directly make use of this edit tab that is present over here. Fine, you can change it like this. Okay, if you want to give this value to this apple key, you can do it like this. And if you want to do it through coding, what you can do is you can change this key to apple first. Okay, and whatever value you want to give to this key, you can give that value. Let us give it 89 and see what is going to happen to this key. So when I'll come on this data tab, so the value has got updated to 89. So that's how this set key value block works. Fine, that's how we can make use of this set key value block for creating a key value pair on our data browser, or you can say on the apps cloud. Fine. Now we are going to see how we can fetch these values, these key pair values. How can we fetch the values of a particular key that is defined, that we have got on the apps cloud, or we have got in this data browser? How can we fetch that value? So for fetching the value, or for getting the value, what we can do is we can make use of this tab, the name of which is get key value. Sorry, we can make use of this block, the name of which is get key value. Fine. So let us directly drag it and drop it over here. Now I'm going to remove this for now, or else what I can do is, if I don't want the browser, let us just remove it for now. So I'm going to drag it and drop it again on this workspace. So this is the code which is working behind this get key value block. Here again I have got two parameters. First one is key and the second one is a function. Now in this function, what is happening, we have got this value. Now the value against this key, whatever key, the value of whatever key I want to get, okay, I can get it through this parameter that I've passed in this function part. Okay, how we are going to get it, let us just check that out. So this is a code that is working behind this get key value block. Now what is the key value of which I want to get? Let us first check out. There are right now there are two keys present in this on the data browser of our app, or you can say on the cloud of our app. The first one is Apple and the second one is Mango. The value against the value of Apple is 89 and the value of Mango is 34. Let us try and fetch the value of this Mango key using this code over here, that is get value. So for that, what we need to do is we need to write down, we need to replace this key with the name of the key, the value of which we want to fetch. Now what is going to happen, this get value, this when we will execute the code, this get key value is going to read this name first. Fine, after reading this name, it is going to access this data browser portion. Okay, this key value part of this data browser portion from here, and then it is this get key value tab is going to match the name of this key with the keys that are already present in this table over here. Fine, and now what it is going to find out, now obviously the value that it is going to get from this table is 34. Now this get key value is going to store this value 34 in this value variable. This value will be acting as a variable. It is acting as a variable in this block. So whatever value this block is going to get from the data browser tab, data browser table, it is going to store that value in this variable. If you want to change the name of the variable, you can change it. You want to give it a name like this, B. Okay, you can change it like this. Now what you want is you want to write down the value of this B here on this mobile simulator. So what you can do is either you can you have two ways to show the value of B. Either you can make use of this console panel over here by using a simple code console.log, or you can directly use a code that is writing down the value of B, the value of this Mango key over here on this console or over here on this mobile simulator screen. So what is the output that we are going to get? What is the expected output? The expected output is 34, because here against this key the value is 34 in this table. So the output should be 34 here. Let us check out whether we are getting the correct output or not. Yes, we are getting the correct output, as you can see here. Fine. So this is how we can set a key value and we can get a key value pair. Fine, we can access a key value from the data browser. So these were the two blocks that we can make use of for setting and getting a key value pair. Now what we are going to see is we are going to see how can we make use of these variables if we want to use them in our code. Okay, how we can use them for coding a mobile app. That's what we are going to see. So we are going to write down a simple program. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a new key value pair. That's what we are going to do first. Let us name it code. Okay, this is the first key that I'm going to create, and let me give it a value, say 12. Fine. So this is a value. Let me just run it and check whether we will be able to create this key value pair over here in this data tab or not. Yes, we have successfully created this code key value pair over here in this data browser. Now how can we access this key value pair? By using this get key value block. Okay, now what is the name of the key that we want to, the value of which we want to fetch? We want to fetch the value of the key named code, and in this value variable over here, what are we going to get? We are going to get 12. So now the value of this variable value, or let me just change the name of this, let us name it, let us use a variable a. Okay, now what are we going to get here in this a? Let us just check that also. So the expected output is 12. Let us see whether we are able to fetch 12 or not. Yes, we are getting 12 on our mobile simulator screen, as you can see here. Fine. Now what we are going to do is we are going to write a code. If suppose you want to use this value, the value that I've assigned to this key, if I want to use it for making some calculation, how can I do that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a variable x, and I'm going to assign it a value 23. And what I want is I want to find out the sum of this variable x and the value of this variable a. Fine. Can I do it like this? Let us just check that out. Can I do it like this? If I'll write a code like this, will it be possible for me to find out the sum of 23 and 12 if I will write down some code like this? So what is the expected output? The expected output is 23 plus 12, it is 35. So let's see whether we'll get 35 or not. No, we are not getting 35. Why we are not getting 35? There is an error getting reflected over here in this console panel. It says we can't figure out what a is. Perhaps you meant the string a with quotes. See, what is the issue? This variable x that we have defined over here, it is a global variable, so we can access it anywhere in any functions, whatever function we have used here in this workspace. Okay, we can use this variable x, this value, this variable x in any of the functions because it is globally defined. But this variable is not global, it is a local variable which can only be accessed in this function. Okay, in this get key value function only. Now if I will use, if I will cut this code from here and I will paste it here, fine, inside this get key value function, because here the function is getting started and here it is getting closed. So I have defined this code over here. So now can we get the output or not? Let us just check that out. So what is the expected output? There we will be getting two outputs. The first is the value of a, that is of course 12. The second is the value of x plus a, that is 35. So yes, we are getting the output here. Fine. So if you want to just a second, so it means that if you want to use the value that you have defined for some key on the browser, what you have to do is you have to write down all the functions, all the calculations you have to make it inside this function, get value function. If you will try to access this thing, this value outside this function, then you will not be able to produce, you will not be able to get the output here or either in the console panel. But instead of that, you will get an error. This platform is going to throw an error here in this console panel. So hope you have understood this set key value and get key value uh, blocks concept. And thank you very much, and hope to see you soon in the next lecture. ओह, एक सेकंड यार, मैं इस पे हुआ था, ये दोबारा वही हो गया। हाँ